Morning. It's cold out today. I'm going to work inside here for today. I'm going to do a job that I should have already had done and I haven't. It's about a week until the lambs are going to be born, so I'm going to get things ready for that. What I'm going to do is prepare my lambing jugs. In the past, I've just put up some pretty crude temporary pens. That's what we call lambing jugs. It's just a small pen that you put the ewe and her lambs in. I use lamb outside on the pasture close to the barn, and after the lambs are born, I will bring them into the barn with their mother, with the ewe, and put her in a small pen, a jug. This is about a 5-foot by 4-foot pen. What I'm going to have to do is transform this into my nursery, my maternity ward, so to speak. This is what I normally use. It's just a 12 by 12 stall in the barn. I will bed the floor good, get this other stuff out of here. In the past, I've just used these gates, some temporary cattle panels that I fasten to the wall and make my pens. This year, I'm trying to make something a little more permanent, a little better. We're going to see how that goes. So I'll get the panels made, and then I'll get all this mess cleaned up, and we'll get it transformed into a nice nursery for some newborn lambs next week. So let's get started. Now I've got my pieces laid out. I've used these magnetic squares to kind of square things up. So I've got two ends here square. That end measures the correct distance. Now I'm going to put this brace across the middle, and I use 3/4 inch square tubing to build the framework of this. For the brace in the middle, I'm using 1/2 inch square tubing. And there's a pretty important reason for doing that. And that is, that's the metal I had on hand. Like most things I do, try to figure out how to do it with what I've got. Now I'm just going to offset it to one side. So I'm putting the metal right down on the bottom there. Trying to line it up center with my center mark there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if it's close, that will work. All right, next step is go get the panel that goes on there. This is what I'm going to use to fill in on that panel. Everybody needs a junk pile, don't they? You always find something you can use. All right, so I got my panel laid on here. I'm just going to weld this on here. It's a new grinder. Sure spins a lot faster than another one. But I've had the other one for probably 30 years. I don't move as fast as I used to either. I'm liking sharp burrs anywhere. All right, that's got the basic panel done. Should be a nice, lightweight, but sturdy panel. All I need to do is put something on the ends where I can put these together. I'm gonna build, well, my intention is to build about 6 of them, maybe 8. I gotta get some more metal though. At least I've got it laid out the way I want it. Let's say put a couple of loops on the end. I might cut some pieces of pipe or something on the ends of it. I'll have to figure out my distance of where to put them so that one will connect to the other. And I can use those as gates and use them as latches also. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Alright, that's got all the panels welded on there. Got the 5-foot ones and the 4-foot ones. They're all 34 inches tall. So now we've got a 5x4 pin here. We have a 5x4 here and here. And over here, this panel ended up going in a little bit of an angle, but that creates a little extra room for this one. It'll be a good one for anything that has triplets maybe. I can still open this end of it and swing it around. Once I pin it to the wall, I'll hinge them to the wall over there. And that one will just come around, and when I bring the U's in through here, I can simply open whichever panel I need and put them in any pin I have here. 4 pins is usually plenty. I'll get me some new rods made that fit in there a little better and work a little better, look a little more finished. And I think this will work pretty good. Yeah, all I really have to do is throw some bedding in here and they're ready to go. Let's get everything bedded down nice for them. Time for new lambs in a day or so. Get a nice nursery going. I'm gonna go ahead and bed these down. That way when the lambs start coming, I won't be in such a hurry. Go ahead and get the using hay to bed them down. This hay works pretty good. I like straw, but straw's a little harder to come by. And to be honest, I can buy this hay. This is older, not quite so good hay. I can buy it as cheap or cheaper than I can buy straw. These new panels work pretty well. I'm liking them pretty well. Some of them just hinge to the wall. I may just leave them pretty much attached to the wall. Pretty good place to store them when I don't need them somewhere else. And I'll go get a bale of good hay and throw down and put in the nets here for the ewes to eat when they come in. Just have everything ready. These hay nets that I use now for the sheep, I wouldn't really recommend them. They are handy. They fold up and out of the way. You probably saw them earlier, how I can just leave them hanging there and they're not in the way at all. The thing I don't like about them is that if the sheep are in here very long and they get a little antsy and get to walking around a lot, sometimes they'll hang their ear tag in that netting. I think I've had one who actually ripped her tag out. I've had a couple through the years that I've come out here and they're standing there waiting for me to untangle their tag so they can get loose. I really don't like these very well, but I just really haven't had time to come up with anything different. I'm working on some new hay mangers that I can hang over the side here, but they're not quite ready yet. So this is going to be my nursery. This is where the lambs will be born. Well, they'll be born out on the pasture. Then I bring them in and I will put a ewe and her lambs, one ewe in each pen. And that way the lambs can't get away from her. She can't lose them. They learn her, she learns them. They bond together well. It gives me a chance to watch them, make sure everybody's doing good. And I weigh the lambs, dip their navel with iodine, and get them off to a good start. So probably the next time I do any video on this, it's going to be full of sheep.